Who was in charge of overseeing the service of the Gershonites? This is the question that we seek to answer today as we continue our verse-by-verse study of the book of Numbers on Walking Through the Bible. If you have a Bible with you, turn to Numbers chapter 4. We're going to be reading from verses 21 to 28. If you don't have a Bible, don't worry. Just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So, Numbers chapter 4, beginning at verse 21. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Also take a census of the sons of Gershon, by their father's house, by their families. From 30 years old and above, even to 50 years old, you shall number them, all who enter to perform the service, to do the work in the tabernacle of meeting. This is the service of the families of the Gershonites, in serving and carrying. They shall carry the curtains of the tabernacle, and the tabernacle of meeting with its covering, the covering of badger skins that is on it, the screen for the door of the tabernacle of meeting, the screen for the door of the gate of the court, the hangings of the court which are around the tabernacle and altar, and their cords, all their furnishings for their service, and all that is made for these things, so they shall serve. Aaron and his sons shall assign all the service of the sons of the Gershonites, all their tasks and all their service, and you shall appoint them all the tasks as their duty. This is the service of the families of the sons of Gershon in the tabernacle of meeting, and their duties shall be under the authority of Ithamar, the son of Aaron the priest. In our last two lessons, we've been looking at the job of the Kohathites as it concerned the tabernacle. Aaron and his family came from the sons of Kohath, but they would be the priests. Not all the sons of Kohath would be priests, however. Those who reached 30 years of age and up until 50 years of age, they did have service to do in the tabernacle, though. Their family was in charge of the care and transport of the holy things of the tabernacle. This would have included the Ark of the Covenant, the golden candlestick, the table of showbread, the two altars, and the utensils that went with them. In transporting them, though, the Kohathites would not prepare these items for transport. The priests would. That process included covering the holy things from the sight of all the people using various coverings. Only after the coverings were in place were the Kohathites to come in and take out the holy things from the tabernacle. Coming down to verse 21, we have the duties of the Gershonites mentioned for us again. Now, we discussed these duties in chapter 3, but it's good to discuss them again here. Remember that the census of the Gershonites saw 7,500 males from 1 month old and above being numbered. However, only those who were between 30 years old and 50 years old would be involved in the service that the Gershonites were given concerning the tabernacle. Up now on the screen is the picture of the court of the tabernacle. As you can see, the work of the Gershonites would not be a simple one. With the holy things having been removed from the tabernacle by the Kohathites, the Gershonites would then move in to deconstruct the tabernacle and the court itself. They would remove the 4 coverings that made up the structure of the tabernacle and properly fold them in order to transport them. This would be a delicate process so as not to rip them, for the tabernacle stood 15 feet tall. Once the curtains of the tabernacle were removed, work would then turn to the court of the tabernacle. The Gershonites were responsible for the curtains and cords that made up that structure as well. The court measured 150 feet long by 75 feet wide for a total of 11,250 square feet. During our study of Exodus, we found that there were 56 curtains, plus the curtains that composed the screen of the door, again, meaning that this was not a simple job. Accordingly, the sons of Aaron would appoint people among the children of Gershon who would be in charge of different tasks of this construction and deconstruction, so that it would go smoothly and timely. I do not know how long it took to assemble and disassemble a tabernacle, but suffice it to say that even with clockwork efficiency, it wasn't just a half-hour job. With the curtains of the tabernacle and its court taken down, all that was left was the skeleton of the entire structure, which would be the job of the Merarites, something we'll get to in our next lesson. Overseeing the duties of the Gershonites would be Ithamar, the youngest of Aaron's sons, who acted as priest. Just as it was with the holy things, the priests oversaw these tasks too, because the tabernacle of the Lord was entirely holy, not just that which it contained. Therefore, the tabernacle needed to be constructed and deconstructed properly, so as not to anger the Lord. And because the priests were in charge of the tabernacle, they were ultimately responsible for all of its functions. That God had Aaron delegate some of these tasks to what we would call regular priests show us that all priests were important to God, not just the high priest. Each had their own duties to perform, and each would be responsible to God for the performance of those duties. When it comes to the church today, sometimes a church with elders can fall into the trap that the elders are responsible for everything. And in a church without elders, those tasks often fall upon the preacher, who people believe is in charge of everything. Such couldn't be farther from the truth. All Christians are priests in the eyes of God, according to 1 Peter 2, verse 9. Each have their own responsibilities in the church, just as Aaron and his sons did here in Numbers. Some will preach, some will teach, some will lead in songs, some will encourage, some will help send out the gospel, some will excel in hospitality, while others will do other things. Let's therefore do what God expects of us to do. With that, our time is up for today. The Lord willing, we hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of Numbers chapter 4, verses 29 to 33, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time. Thank you for watching today's episode. We hope that you found it edifying and ask that you not only subscribe to our channel and podcast, but that you like and share this episode among your friends, so that the saving gospel of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.